Okay. All right, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm super, super excited to be doing this Zoom with you guys tonight. So to give you a little backstory on how this kind of all started is obviously those of you that have been doing this with us for a little bit, or those of you that are brand new, this is a comp plan that pays out weekly. So it goes week to week. But the awesome thing about it is your volume rolls for 4 weeks. So you get to count the volume that you did last week, 2 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago, and add that to the volume that you're doing this week, right? And so since this thing has started, Mike and I have been trying to figure out a way to kind of get everybody on the same page and all pushing at the same time. Because when you come in and enroll someone, their week starts that week, and it might not line up with the week that you're pushing for a goal. And we just haven't been able to figure it out. And it hit me and dawned on me with the fact that we have the bonus pools. So with the customer bonus pool and the director bonus pool, the way that it works is every 4 weeks, corporate's going to take a snapshot of the volume from the whole company and take 1% of that and put it into these pools. Okay. So for 4 weeks, say you're pushing, your goal is to get into the customer bonus pool. For 4 weeks, you're working really hard to get volume to get into that pool. Well, the same 4 weeks are people pushing for director to try to get into the director bonus pool. So it dawned on me, those are the 4 weeks that we need to start pushing people. So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys before that happens, because tomorrow is Thursday, the end of the week. Tomorrow is September 19th, and it's the last day to get into the pools, into the customer bonus pool or the director bonus pool. So starting on Friday, September 20th, is the brand new dates that start the bonus pool. And so those dates go from September 20th, Friday, September 20th is when it starts, and it will end on Thursday, October 17th. Okay. So you guys, that gives us 4 full weeks that we can all be pushing towards goals. Bonus, if you hit your ranks and you're pushing towards your goals, you now are also in alignment with pushing towards the customer bonus pool. Or say you guys are on here because you're pushing for 1 or 2 star in the next 4 weeks. But guess what that leads to? After you go 1 and 2 star, you're going to teach your team to do the same thing, which is going to push you to 3 star and director. Ding, ding, ding. Director then gets you into that next bonus pool. Okay. So as a team, we are going to start doing some 4-week pushes. And what I mean by that is on Friday, September 20th, I want you going, what is my goal by October 17th? We're already ahead of the game because we're doing it now. You guys already know it's 1 star or 2 star. That's why you're on the Zoom, right? So you already know what your goal is to hit on October 17th. Also, how cool would it be if you guys are also trying to push towards the customer bonus pool and just give yourself a raise, right? I know some of you guys, as you were texting me your personal goals, that was also a part of your goal. As you said, you want to be 1 star, but your goal is to also get into that customer bonus pool. So isn't it awesome that this is all lining up? And a tip for all of you guys is when you have that goal in mind, so say it is 1 star, and we're going to break down the volume here in a second for you. Every single time that I have pushed towards a goal, I always make my goal higher than the bare minimum. So if you're pushing for 1 star, try to get the volume maybe for 2 star, try to get the enrollment trees, try to get people on your team, try to get 3 executives on your team when you're going 1 star. Why? Because when you go 2 star, you've already got the people that are hitting those ranks, right? So try to push past that goal a little bit, because if you can push past your goal, you're definitely hitting it, and you're going to hit it easily and effortlessly. Doesn't that sound good? Do you all want to hit your goals easily and effortlessly, right? So you can do that by being prepared, by having a strategy in place, but also by shooting past what you want. Don't just hit that bare minimum. All right. So let's start breaking some of this down. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking at my notes a lot because it's a lot of numbers and it's a lot of math. So I hope you have a pen and paper, because you're going to need to be writing some of this stuff. All right. And if you're not a green personality, bear with me and just know that I'm going to be doing this for you guys. Your leaders are going to be doing this for you. Steph and Nikki are going to be doing this for you. But we want to equip you because you're all leaders on this call. You're all pushing for 1 or 2 star, which means you've got people on your team that are pushing for ranks. And eventually you're going to need to know this. So even if everything doesn't completely sink in tonight, that's okay. All right. So we know that the simplest, easiest goal that we give to every single person that joins is to go executive, right? We want to try to create the culture that they're doing it their first week. It's just what people are doing, right? On our team, everyone goes executive their first week. It's simple. I'm going to help you do that. So when you guys can get that basic information down of when you sign that new person, getting them to executive, what that is it's a personally enrolled on the left and a personally enrolled on the right, right? And they're all active. The executive is active and the 2 people that they enrolled are active, which means they have 80 PCV, okay? So the next thing that I think we've been missing is also pushing them to get their 4 VIP customers. Like, think about that for a minute. They're getting active. Maybe they just bought their kit. Maybe they enrolled at the $199 and so they activated themselves and they're already an SBA for you and you go executive. But are they pushing to get those 4 VIP customers? Which one, if they were, it's just more volume, right? It's more volume for them that's rolling over, and it's more volume for you that's going to roll over to help you go 1 star. So don't just focus on getting their 2 senior brand ambassadors. Also help them go get those 4 customers. And you can do things like, hey, when you're thinking about these products, who do you know that needs to sleep better at night? Who do you know that complains of aches and pains? Who do you know that has anxiety? Who do you know that doesn't eat their vegetables? Who do you know that's already taking turmeric, right? Start asking them those questions and they can start thinking of people in their mind that they can start reaching out to right away and saying something like, hey, I'm so excited. I just started in a brand new business and I have heard some incredible testimonials, but I want some of my own. Would you be one of my very first people to support me and to give me some honest feedback from our products? Okay, and help them get those 4 customers. So that is the building blocks of our entire company, is getting people to executive, getting their first two brand ambassadors, but then also I want to layer that on with saying, let's start pushing them to get their 4 VIP customers. Okay. So let's start breaking down 1 star exec. And if you're already 1 star on here and you're pushing for 2 star, bear with me because you want to completely wrap your head around the 1 star thing, right? Because that means once you can do it, you can teach it and you can duplicate it. So to go 1 star exec, right? There are 4 things that every single rank has to have. So the system is going to look in there and say, does Ashley have this? If she does, check. Does Ashley have this? Check. Does Ashley have this? Check. And if all 4 of those things are checked, I'm a 1 star. So what are those 4 things? Okay. Personally enrolled. You have to have 3 personally enrolled brand ambassadors. 1 has to be on the left and 1 has to be on the right. You also have to have an enrollment tree person paid as an executive. So that doesn't mean it has to be one of your personally enrolled. It could be somebody that they personally enrolled, but it has to start in your enrollment tree. If that doesn't make sense, throw it in the chat, okay? So I'm just going to say, for example, if I personally enrolled, let's just say, because I'm looking at Ashley Kirkart, you're the first one on here right now, okay? I personally enrolled Nikki Van Timmeren, and Nikki personally enrolled Rachel, and Rachel personally enrolled you, Ashley. So let's just say Nikki didn't do anything. Rachel didn't do anything. But you went executive. That would count for me. That would count as one of my executives because somebody that I enrolled has an executive in their enrollment tree. Okay? So I really want you guys to know that because I think that can get confusing because you think it has to be your personally enrolled that goes executive. It doesn't. It has to be somebody that goes executive in an enrollment tree for you. All right. Then the third thing that you have to have is you have to be active. You have to be bonus qualified. So you have to have 160 PCV over 5 weeks from this week and the previous 4. and 80 of it has to come from customers. So 80 of it has to be your PCCV. All right. Then the fourth thing that you need to go 1-star is you need your 4-week lesser leg volume to be at 1,500. Okay. So your 4-week lesser leg volume takes this current week, last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and adds your 4-week PCV, and that's how they come up with that number. It's really easy in tabular genealogy, you guys. It automatically calculates it for you. So you don't have to calculate what everything is. There's a column that says current 4-week small leg volume. That is all of those numbers rolled into one. So that number has to be at 1,500. Okay, so if all 4 of those things are in check, you have your personally enrolled, you have your enrollment tree paid as rank, you have your bonus qualified, and you have your 4-week lesser leg volume. If all of those things happen, then you go 1-star. Okay, so what I want you guys thinking about right now is start identifying who is your executive on your team. Who is that person that's going to go executive for you? All right, now let's talk VIPs for a minute. So this is huge. Who are your 4 VIPs? Do you have your 4 VIPs? Because remember, if we're going to teach something, we don't do anything as leaders that we don't do ourselves, right? So who are your 4 VIPs so that you can set that tone for your team? And are all of your people on your team getting 4 VIPs? If not, that's step 1 this week. Okay, that's what you want to dig in. Help every single person on your team start getting their 4 VIPs. Okay, so let's look at some math for a second. So if you enroll a personally enrolled person, okay, and that person gets 4 VIPs at the bare minimum at a bottle of Vitality, Vita, or the 150 Synergy, okay, that's 42 CV. So just at the bare minimum bottle product is 42 CV. If you have one personally enrolled that gets 4 VIPs at 42 CV, that's 168 in volume. If all 3 of your personally enrolled do that you need to go 1-star, that's 504 in volume. Now think, all 3 of your personally enrolled, do you have 3 in your lesser leg? Okay, that's 500 in volume if that happens. That is starting to get some serious volume for you. Okay, then the executive has their 2 people on your team. So to go 1-star, remember you need 3 personally enrolled people. And if all of them do that, that's 500 in volume. And then you have to have an executive that has 2 people. So if your executive has 2 people do that, that's 84 in volume. Now you've got 588 coming from your lesser leg just by helping all of those 5 people go get 4 customers. Okay. And that's not even saying some of them might do the Synergy 150, or some of them might do the Synergy 250 or the Synergy 500 now, and that volume would be even more. So let's talk about how you're going to get that 1,500 in lesser leg volume over 4 weeks. Okay. So your goal is each week, bare minimum, you want to have 375 CV in your lesser leg. Okay. 375 in your lesser leg, between your lesser leg and your PCV, okay? So if you go enroll a bunch of customers, that counts towards your lesser leg. So if you're sitting here tonight and you want to be 1-star by October 17th, your goal is next week to get 375 CV. Each week, that's your goal, 375, 375, 375. That's going to equal that 1,500. You guys, that is 9 bottles. 9 bottles. That's 9 products. That's it. Between your own customers and your lesser leg. 9 bottles. If you're helping each of your people go get 4 customers, and you have 2 people in your lesser leg and they each go get their 4 customers, remember what we said? That's 500 in volume right there. You're way over that 375, right? Do you guys see why we want to create this expectation that when people go exec, they're also getting 4 customers right away their first week? And then those 2 people that they just signed, we're helping them go get their 4 customers. It's bringing in volume. It's duplicating for you. But let's just say nobody goes and gets customers and your people in your lesser leg are signing brand ambassadors. That's 2 founding partners in that leg. Either you enroll both and put them in your lesser leg, or You enroll one and somebody else in your lesser legs, because a founding partner comes in with 200 in volume, right? So if between you and your lesser leg people enroll 2 founding partners in that leg, that's 400 in volume. That's over 375, right? Okay. Or it's 5 people at 199, because the 199 kit has 80 CV in it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to 2-star. Those of you that are go-getters, you'll stay on. Those of you that are like, I just now need to go to work for my 1-star, you can hop off if you want, okay? But I'm going to break down 2-star. So for those of you that are listening that are already 1-star, you're like, I got it, check, right? I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go 2-star. So for you to go 2-star, you are helping 3 people on your team go executive. My goal for you is to have those 3 people be in your lesser leg. Why? Because it's just going to help with volume. Okay. So if you have one person that's executive that's over in your bigger leg, you're going to be an overachiever and you're going to go try to find 3 in your lesser leg. Okay. So same thing. You need 4 things to go 2-star executive. You need to have 4 personally enrolled people, 1 on your left and 1 on your right. You need to have 3 people that are hitting executive. The third thing is your bonus qualification. You need to have 160 in PCV with 80 in PCCV. And your 4-week lesser leg volume needs to be at 4,500. Okay. So the thing I would be asking you is, who are your 3 execs? Do you know? If not, that's your goal for tonight, is ask your team, what is your goal over the next couple of weeks? Find the 3 people that are going to raise their hand and say, I want to go executive, right? Work with those people. That's going to help get you there. So let's talk for you. How does that 4,500 translate over 4 weeks? So what should be your goal when you're looking every week, every Thursday at your lesser leg? What's a good target goal for you? 1,125. Okay. So 1,125. If you can do 1,125 in your lesser leg each week for 4 weeks, you're going to be at 4,500. Okay. So if you have someone pushing or hitting 1-star in your lesser leg, you're already going to be there, right? Because if somebody on your lesser leg is already pushing for 1-star, that's 1,500 in volume, right? So my goal for you guys, for those of you that are going 2-stars, yeah, you only need 3 executives, but man, try to push somebody to 1-star, because even just one person going 1-star is going to help you get the volume that you need, right? So, and for those of you that are like, okay, break down the volume for me in bottles, because you're really good at gathering customers. So for you to get to 1,125 each week, that's 26 bottles at just the 42 CV. Okay. So 26 bottles between you, your brand ambassadors that are ordering product, your VIPs, and all of their VIPs. And remember, if 5 people go get four VIPs, that's 500 in volume right there. Okay. So do you guys see why it's so important to start setting the tone for brand new people that come in to go executive and go get those 4 VIPs? And you guys, 4 VIPs, like there's not anything in our comp plan that says, oh, if you get 4 VIPs, this happens. It's just in the legacy blueprint. What we're trying to teach people to set up a good foundation for their business is to go executive and get 4 VIPs. So that's where I'm coming up with that 4 VIPs. It's just the example in our comp plan that we're using. So that's what I'm sticking with right there. So if you're somebody on here, like I said, that's trying to go 2-star, so who are those people? That's Mickey, that's Danae, that's Rachel. Anybody else pushing for 2-star on here? Okay. So for you girls, for the 3 of you that are on here, I would set a goal for yourself every Friday. I'd write it on a sticky note, 1125, 1125, 1125. That's your goal. Have it with you. Put it in your pocket, right? Know exactly where you're at every single day. If starting on Friday, you need 1125 by next Thursday, so that you go 2-star in 4 weeks, that is like, breathe it. 1125, 1125. How much of that did you get done today on Friday? When you go to bed tonight, did you get 200 of it done? And then minus 200 from that 1125, right? You're at 925. I only have 925 to go. I have 6 days, right? So like, break it down. Like, let's even break it down as like a day-to-day basis. So what's 1125 divided by 7 days? It's 160. 160 CV needs to happen in your business every day for you to hit 1125. Divide that by 42 CV of a product, you guys, 3.8. That's 4 bottles sold. Can you sell, between you and your lesser leg, 4 bottles a day for 7 days? That's it. Or it's enrolling a brand ambassador or enrolling a founding partner, right? But know your goal and have it set 1125 by the end of the week. It's happening. It's done. Make that decision in your head. You're helping 3 people go executive. Who are those 3 people? And push. I would be pushing one of them to 1-star. That's just me. I would find the leader of those 3 because you're going to need it anyways. You're going to need it when you're starting to push towards 3-star. So start identifying who that 1-star is going to be for you. Start breathing life into them. Start that belief transfer. You're doing this. It's happening. Run with me. You're going to be overqualified. They're going to be overqualified. So start grasping onto that person that's going to go 1-star for you, because if they can go 1-star and you only need 3 people at executive, you guys, it's done. It's there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop the Zoom. Are there any questions?